guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melody and I am so excited because I have finally decided what project I am going to do for NaNoWriMo 2020. And this has been kind of a hard decision for me because there were so many story ideas that I wanted to work on and I just couldn't quite decide which one I wanted to do, but I finally decided and I will let you know what it is. If you saw my video that I did a few weeks ago, I was talking about, I had about 3 or 4 story ideas that I wanted to do. So the first one was my Anna story. The Anna story is a series. I was at the time working on story 3. I was almost done with it. I then was thinking maybe I could do story 4 for NaNoWriMo. So back in September, I worked on story 3 and I almost finished it. I came very, very close to finishing it, but unfortunately, I just couldn't finish it. What happened was I got really burned out on that story and burned out in that world, so to speak. I still love the story and obviously I'm going to go back and work on it, but I just needed a break from the Anna series. So for that reason, I'm not going to work on the 3rd story. I'm not going to work on finishing up the 3rd story for Nano. And I'm not going to start on the 4th story yet because also I need to do more planning for that story. And I just don't really know exactly everything that's going to happen in that story yet. So that story is out. So then that left Rachel and Chase story, which is a romance. And then my Storm Chaser story, which is also a romance. So I was trying to decide between the two of them. Now, the Rachel and Chase story, I keep thinking that I've written more in this story than I actually have. So I think at the last word count, I had just under 8,000 words. I keep saying in previous videos, I said I had way more word count than that, but I really have not written a lot in that story. And what happened was I was writing that story and I got to this point where I needed to research. There was this specific scene and I needed to research more about it. And I just suddenly at that point, I lost my momentum and I have not written any more in that story. And I will come back to it. I really do want to finish that story. It's the first story in my contemporary romance series, so I definitely have to get it done. Otherwise, I can't post story 2 publish. I can't publish story 2 or 3 until I get story 1 done. So I will get it done, but I just need to do a lot more research on that story and a lot more planning. So I don't think I'm going to do that story. So then that leaves the Storm Chaser story. And that story I have been working on in my mind. I haven't actually been writing any of this story yet, but I have been planning this story since April. April was when I got the idea for it. And because I have been thinking about the story for so long, I think it's just been kind of like marinating in my mind. And I am just so excited for this story. I actually have a lot more planned in this story than my other stories because the other stories I'm still trying to figure out. But the Storm Chaser story, I think I've got, in my head, I have got pretty much the whole story planned out, which is kind of awesome because this doesn't really happen to me very often that I seem to know so much of what's going on in the story before I start writing it. I am a planner or a plotter, whatever you want to say, but I still, as I'm writing, I still am surprised by things and I still try to figure things out as I go with the idea of knowing where I'm going. I just try to figure out how to get there. So yes, I'm going to do the Storm Chaser story for NaNoWriMo, and I am so excited. The only thing is that I still need to actually work on my outline, and I'm going to do another video about that when I outline it. but I need to work on the outline and I need to do a ton of research. Now, I am a weather geek, but I am not a meteorologist, so I am going to do a lot of research on tornadoes and Tornado Alley and all that kind of stuff. So this should be pretty fun for me because I enjoy that kind of stuff. I came up with this story idea back in April. We were on lockdown and I was at home and I was binge watching all of these shows and I had finished everything I wanted to watch, and then it was like, what am I gonna watch next, right? And so then I discovered this extreme meteorologist, Reed Timmer, and he has this show, and he did like this documentary on storm chasing, and he has like one of those armored vehicles that's made for tornado chasing. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that is like so cool. So then it's like suddenly I had this character come to mind. Like, wow, what if I had a character that, you know, really loves storm chasing and he had like a vehicle like that? And then I got to thinking about, you know, wait a minute, this could be a story. What if there's like a rival storm chaser and like she's like all about like the science and she's trying to like launch a probe into a tornado or like put a probe in like a tornado's path or something like that. So I got to thinking, this is going to be a really good story. I think this is my kind of story because I love like tornado chasing shows like that. And then like I watched Storm Chasers, which Reed Timmer's also in that. That was on Discovery Channel. This aired years ago, but I didn't have cable, so I didn't watch any of it. But I really enjoyed that series too. That was like really good, and you could probably watch it still. It's probably still for free. I don't know, but it was on. I found it on the Roku channel or the Roku player, like one of the channels on there. I think it was the Discovery Health channel. Not Discovery Health. Discovery Channel. But anyway, so yeah, that was when I came up with the idea for the story, and so I'm so excited about the story. So hey, what I want to know, are any of you doing Nanowrimo? And if you're doing Nanowrimo, what story are you doing? Leave me a comment below and let me know, and I would love to know that I'm not doing this by myself. Oh, and if you're doing Nanowrimo, also good luck to you. I will see you later. Bye.